Yeah, that's right. I'm not afraid to admit it. I don't hate the movie Wild Hogs.
Wild Hogs.
Hey guys, welcome to another video, and I'm going to be talking about the 2000s movie road trip comedy about bikers, Wild Hogs. It's almost fun as me talking about this movie because this movie is so unbelievably panned by critics. I think this movie holds like an 18, 19% on Rotten Tomatoes. I haven't really checked because I really don't care about Rotten Tomatoes scores. But I know it's got a low Metacritic score, a very low IMDb score. Universally, it's not a well-liked movie. It stars a pretty good cast. It's got Tim Allen. It's got William H. Macy, Martin Lawrence, John Travolta, and Ray Liotta. And it's about four middle-aged dudes that, have like a fun little biker gang called the Wild Hogs. But they're just like kind of like suburban dads and stuff. And they are kind of tired of their boring lives. So they decide to go on a road trip. Just the four of them, these four pals go on a road trip. And on the road trip, they go through a couple crazy stuff. And then they run into real bikers in a real biker gang. And basically this biker gang kind of bullies them and stuff, but something happens. They play a joke on these real bikers, and then these real bikers basically want to kill the Wild Hogs. So they have to hide out in this small town and bond with the people and basically try to survive against these real bikers. That's basically the gist of the story of Wild Hogs. And why is this movie hated? Sorry, I have a cat scratching at my table. You know what? I'll ignore that. Anyways, so why is this movie hated? Well, I guess because it's just they don't find it funny. Simple as that. Comedy is the most subjective genre in all of cinema. Easily. Either you think something's funny or you don't think it's funny. That is simple as that. So if you watch a movie like Wild Hogs and say, that's not funny, that's 100% understandable. Didn't make you laugh. I believe you can watch any movie, any comedy film, and if it don't make you laugh, don't make you laugh. It's not funny to you. My favorite comedy of all time is Hot Fuzz. But I've met people who've watched Hot Fuzz and they thought not one thing in that movie was funny, and I'm like, teach his own. That's comedy for you. Well, it's just film in general, because film is just a subjective thing. Whether the film hits something with you or grabs you in a certain way, that's cinema. Cinema is objective opinions and stuff. See, Wild Hogs has also a personal attachment, emotional attachment to me in my life, because my father loved Wild Hogs. My dad loved everything about, bikers and stuff. He also loved, Sopranos. There are things I watched a lot with my father. The Sopranos, Sons of Anarchy, and Prison Break, and stuff like that. Those are stuff he loved. And he even loved, The Simpsons and Frasier. Those are things he just loved to watch. And, certain movies, Detroit Rock City, and the Godfather movies, and Goodfellas, and Tarantino films, and Wild Hogs. These are films that he just loved to watch. So I just have fond memories watching movies with my father, especially in the last couple of years of his life. And yeah, I have good memories watching a movie like Wild Hogs with my dad, and it has a sentimental value to me, this film. Whether this film is good or not is up to the eye of the beholder. For me, I don't think the movie is actually that good, really. There's a lot of stupid things, cliched characters, moments that make no sense, and just a lot of jokes that fall flat, period. But there's a lot of things that I do enjoy. I love the camaraderie, and I love the chemistry between the four leads, and there are jokes that make me laugh quite a bit. And Ray Liotta in this movie plays this hardcore biker, and he's easily my favorite character in the film, and I just really, really love his character. So, yeah, this movie has a sentimental attachment to me, but at the same time, the comedy of this movie just kind of hits for me. I don't know what it is. It's stupid and silly and ridiculous, but I like it. personally. So let's get to the story. The story is about, again, these 4 guys. Let's see if I can remember their names. Woody. Woody, yeah. And it's not Tim Allen's character. Woody, Dudley, Bobby, and Doug. Yes. And one of them is a dentist. One of them is a guy that cleans toilets, borderline a janitor. One of them is a computer programmer, and one of them is a huge businessman that lost his job and lost his wife. And that's John Travolta's character. And because everything is going to shit in his life, he suggests to his friends that they all go on a road trip so they can escape their crappy-ass lives. And John Travolta's character actually is the character I actually feel bad for. He actually wants to be a tough, cool biker guy, but he also has lost everything, and the only thing he has left in his life are his friends, and he wants to go on a trip with his friends just so he can relive the good days with his buddies and stuff. And I like that. I like stories like that and everything. And I like seeing these guys on the road trip. I think, yes, the beginning of this movie really kind of falls a little bit because it's just, 80s soundtrack, but also lame slapstick.
Man, oh man! I almost lost it back there! I didn't know what was going on!
I think as the movie kind of progresses and they go on the road trip, I find the movie a lot more fun. I like there's a scene where they're camping out and they kind of talk about their wives, and I like that they wake up in the morning and this cop who is a homosexual, there's a lot of weird gay sexual innuendos in this certain scene, and honestly it's very funny to me. It's so immature, but I find it funny.
4 men in a bed, spooning. Oh. You fellas don't even recognize just how lucky you are to have each other. Damn lucky.
Are you wearing pants? No.
And the fact that this cop keeps coming back and following them, it's creepy, but it's funny. I don't know what it is. It's really funny. I don't know why. I find that very, very funny. And again, as they go through more crazy situations, but when they reach the biker bar, the bikers are called the Dos Fuegos. The Dos Fuegos are these hardcore, they're almost like a Hell's Angels and stuff. So when they go to their bar, they're very intimidating. They'll got tattoos and they're just tough dudes and everything. And you meet Ray Liotta, who's the leader of the gang, and they hate the Wild Hogs because they're just four not rich, but 4 higher class dudes that drive very expensive motorcycles, and they don't know what it really means to be a biker, and they call them posers. They're posers. They're not real bikers and stuff, and he doesn't think they're welcome in a bar like this, and they have no right to ride motorcycles. They think they're a biker gang, but they're really not, and that is completely real. My dad himself was friends with real Hell's Angels, and Hell's Angels hated poser bikers. They did not like that. And there were bars and establishments, restaurants, secretly owned by Hell's Angels. And if someone came in pretending to be a biker, they got the shit kicked out of them because they don't like people who pose. They don't like people who fake that shit. They take the patch real seriously. So kind of doing that in this kind of harmless comedy film is kind of interesting, and I really liked that. I liked all that about that. And yeah, they bully them away from the bar, and basically they want to cancel their road trip, but then Woody, John Travolta's character, cuts their gas lines on the motorcycles, and then this happens.
What did you do?
Maybe I blew up their bar.
Oh!
So basically they blew up the bar of real bikers who are really dangerous and are pretty much ready to kill them for what they did. So the Wild Hogs, 3 out of the 4 of them don't know what they did because John Travolta's character is the only one that realizes he cut the brake lines and blew the bar up. So they hide out in this town called Madrid, And this is where you like, meet like Marissa Tomei's character as a waitress, and she kind of has like this like little love interest with William H. Macy's character Dudley. It's kind of a cute little thing, and Woody teaches him how to dance and all that stuff. But it's funny this town is because it's like this harmless little town, and they're like these biggest pushovers and everything, and like the cops are like the most useless police officers ever. Like whoever like is dangerous, they just like kind of hide and stuff, and they're like, well, we didn't really actually want to be cops. The only way to be a cop in this town is you got to beat the last level of Doom, then you become a cop. I thought that was kind of funny and stuff. And basically, it all ends at this like big showdown in this little town. The Del Fuegos come, and they like go toe to toe with the Wild Hogs, and it's kind of like this like kind of fist fighting stuff. And you think the Wild Hogs are, you know, gonna get real fucked up by the Del Fuegos, but at the very end of the movie, Peter Fonda shows up, who was actually like the originator of the Del Fuegos gang, and it's Ray Liotta's dad, and he stops this like fight and explains to the Del Fuegos that blowing up the bar was actually a good thing because he had it insured, and how he says what they're doing is wrong. That's not what it means to be a real biker, to show intimidation like that, and you call them posers, but there's like 100 of you against 4 bikers, and you call them the posers and stuff, and basically he ends up saving their lives. And yeah, it's kind of ends happily ever after. The Wild Hogs go back on their road trip, and, you know, ends happy and stuff. That's like the gist of the story. A lot more stuff happens, a lot more jokes in the movie happens, but when you're talking about a movie, especially a comedy film, you don't want to spoil all the jokes and stuff, but the movie is a harmless road trip buddy movie that people, majority, don't like. And that's okay, because I am in the minority on this one, and I'm okay with this. I have great memories watching this movie with my father. I even watched this movie like a month or two ago to see if it still hold up, and I can actually watch this movie by myself, not with my father, and I still had a good time watching it, and I have good memories with it, and I think all 4 of them are all good. The 4 lead actors are all good in this movie, and they all have good chemistry. They each have a scene or two that they really say something really funny and stuff, and I think it's really, really funny. And there's like this mid-credit thing, which is hilarious. Super funny.
Welcome back to Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Now, we've met some incredible families, but this could be the saddest story we've ever seen. This family has lost everything. They've lost their home, they've lost their history, they've lost their heritage. But this week, we've done something about that. So let's welcome back the Del Fuego family! Jack, 2 months ago, man, you lost the only home you ever knew. But thanks to a phone call from your friends, the Wild Hogs, we built you a new one.
That's so great. He didn't have to mention us. That's...
So you guys know what to say? Say it with me, Buster!
You know, usually we have some pretty emotional reactions, but Jack, you know, wow. I'm not sure what was going on with Jack.
Oh. Thanks to our friends at Sears and local breweries provided state-of-the-art taps and a year's supply of free beer.
I don't know. I think that's like the best part of the movie when they get the makeover for their bar. It's super funny stuff. But yeah, Wild Hogs, a movie that critics don't like, probably a lot of audiences don't like. This guy right here, I enjoy it. So in the comment section below, please tell me your thoughts and opinions on Wild Hogs, the movie. Do you hate it, or are you with me in the minority and you actually quite enjoyed this movie? Give me thoughts and opinions. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.